Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Leopard Prototyp A. It's a tier 9 German medium tank. It's located on the north spawn of Himmelsdorf Encounter, and this one is under the command of General Anonymous. Okay, right, well, battle's about to start. Back in the start of the 60s, 1960-61, the Germans decided they needed a new medium tank for the Bundeswehr, and well, they came up with 26 different prototypes of medium tank, and this is the one, the Leopard Prototyp A, which we're showing here, eventually became the Leopard 1. Now, it's much better than the Indian Panzer that you've probably seen in the game, which is a tier 8 German medium, designed for the Indian Army. This one's fairly light on armour, but it does have an excellent gun. In fact, it's a truly excellent gun. 105mm. It's capable of doing 420 alpha with standard rounds, APCR, and they've got high muzzle velocity as well, 1,460 meters per second, which makes this a very good sniper. Now you get 278mm of pen with the standard APCR, and with the premium rounds you'll go through 323mm, and it's got an even higher velocity of 1,630 meters per second. So with the premium APCR you can swat targets a long way away, and you don't have to account for the lead of the target if they're moving very quickly. You just basically point and shoot, and the shell should hit them. Okay, let's go to T50. Oh, number of targets, including enemy Arty. Well, he got a hit for 430, which is a high roll, but the Object 261 was taken out by the Emil 2 on our team, and he got the kill shot on the batch at 155.58, so he's taken out a tier 10 Arty with a tier 9 medium, which means he'll earn extra XP. Standard reload is 10.16 seconds, and he's got 8.71. So he's knocked a second and a bit off the reload time. Now, if you notice on the hill, you can see that the enemy are coming down our side. So it means that most of our team did not go up the hill to fetch a pail of water. In fact, they decided to go straight to the cap area and try and fight it out. But we do have some defenders who are stopping the enemy from coming down that way, a crampon and a tortoise. Now, we could sit and cap, but we're not going to do that, mainly because we're going to try and take damage on the enemy. That T30 is not somebody we can shoot at the moment, but there are probably some enemy nearby that we can. And I think we're going to join this E100. Oh, nice, we've got a Conqueror up there. I don't think he can see us, but, well, he felt us there. 385, which is a low roll. Oh, somebody fired back, and I think it may have been the Conqueror, but we've lost sight of him now, so we can't do anything against him. Okay, the enemy have broken through past the crampon and the tortoise, and they're headed this way. And it does look as if there are an enemy down that far end there. I'll just make him out. Oh, nice shot into the side of the Conqueror. It's the T95 FP4201, the reward tank. And there's somebody on that corner as well. It's an M4. Oh, and here comes the enemy who was coming down the side of the hill. He got hit by the M46. He had his 90mm round. We put one into him. Now we're watching it from above because he's gone kind of global, well, strategic view, tactical view to look at the enemy. He's still punching holes into him. Unfortunately, we took a big hit from an M60 who just suddenly came out that corner, and our teammates are telling us to pull back, and that's probably a good idea, but the M60's gone. Here comes the pattern. He's gone. And that was a low roll, but it's all he had left. Okay, so we're almost capped out, but there's some enemy tanks just around the corner, and if we go around the corner we should be able to interfere with them, because then they're getting caught in a crossfire. We need to get behind the T95 FP4201 and pump a few rounds into his ass. So, did you order the enema, sir? Yes, well, you're getting hit from both sides and now he's out of the game. What about this guy over here? Yes. Do you remember us? Take that one. Low roll 417. I'd stay on that corner because they're coming through one by one, which is making it easier for us because we're only having to deal with one at a time rather than loads. There's another hit, and that's a high roll for 426. Okay, come on. Yes, thank you very much. We'll have you. One round into him. It's a high roll for 486. Takes him out of the game. Or does it? Did it? No, it didn't take him out of the game, but he was killed immediately by the Emil. So we've only got 2 kills so far. The T-30's in the railway yard. I don't think we've got a shot. Now we have. Okay, go to the side of the turret. Yes, clean shot there. No problem with that one. Nice one, General Anonymous. And the Yang Tiger's down, and there's only one enemy left. He's up on the hill. It's the Conqueror, the guy that we hit earlier in the game. And he's still up there. He never came down. He didn't even help his teammates, and now he's the last person alive. And it looks like General Anonymous needs the help of the Emil 2. We can't see him from here. It's just too far. I know it's within the draw range, or should be within the draw range. You can see it on the ring on the map, but I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to start capping and force him to come to us. Might as well. There's 3 in the cap. This is a medium tank. It doesn't have very good armour. 70mm on the front of the hull, 52 on the front of the turret, but 35 and 25. Well, it's very, very lightly armoured, but it's very well armed with that 105mm gun. It's an excellent gun. In fact, it's the L7A1, if I remember correctly. It's the British gun, but built by Rheinmetall. And we're rapidly capping out. Even though it's an encounter game with 3 in the cap, it does go quickly. And we'd hope that the Conqueror will come down and say hello, because he does stand to get a Defender medal if he does get a reset. But I kind of think that he won't. He'll probably still be up there. He's a rather slow heavy. Even so, it's been a very good game for General Anonymous, because 4.8k showing and 1.8k. Oh, here he comes. Is he leaving it to the last second? Oh, well, he's... Actually, we've reset to try and give him a chance to come into the cap area, even though we're still capping. Okay, the Emil's gone off to try and kill him, and he's requested support, but I think we're going to try and fire from this distance. The sniper gun gets a high roll for 511. I think it makes him a one-shot for the Emil 2. Arty's having a go. Hello. Nice shot. Long range, but look at that sniper. 229. He gets the high caliber. Or at least he's got 20% of the enemy hit pool at the end. Very well played. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first ace tanker for General Anonymous in the Leopard Prototyp A. Congratulations, you've broken your duck and you now have an ace. He's got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He did get 4. I had to scroll the page because he did hit so many opponents in that one. He also got a master gunner for getting 5 armor penetration shots in a row. It's a lovely gun. It really is. Very good gun. It's the best thing about the Leopard Prototyp A, I think. Better than the speed even, because it's 65 kilometers an hour top speed. So it's almost like a light tank, but with a medium tank capability. He also got a 5 effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. He did get the high caliber. He's the only one, it appeared, right at the very end to get 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he picked up the high caliber, as well as the tank sniper for getting the most damage at a distance of 300 meters or more, firing at least 8 shots with 85% accuracy. So very well done. His win rate from the battle was very good as well. 8,061 super unicum standard. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see easily got it here, but only just, well, I say easily got it. There was only 2 players in it. It was the T95FE4201 on the enemy team who actually picked up a Confederate, and it was General Anonymous on our team. He got 5,569, the other one 5,419, so you can see there was about 100 hit points in it towards the end, and I suspect it was those shots on the Conqueror tank that actually granted the high caliber to General Anonymous. So it's a good job that he did stay in the cap and then try and snipe at him from a distance, which is what the Leopard Prototyp does. And that earned him a high caliber. So well done for thinking about that, staying where you were, rather than trying to chase him down with the Emil 2. If you had gone off that way, it's very likely the Emil probably would have got the shots, but it wouldn't have given him the high caliber. At least I don't think it would have. You see, the Emil actually came in with third in highest damage. He actually did get a top gun, 4,692 hit points of damage. So I think the 500 odd hit points you earned from that Conqueror would have only have just made him over 5,000, and it would have given the high caliber to the T95 FE4201 on the enemy team. So yes, actually it was a good decision to stay in the cap, because then you ended up with a medal, and so did the Emil. The Emil did get the highest number of kills. He got 7, and General Anonymous got 4. He's anonymized in the game. I think that's really to protect you. Sometimes I know from personal experience, if you do reveal your name and people know who you are, they do tend to focus on you, which I can understand why streamers actually tend to anonymize when they go into battle, just to make sure they don't get picked off specifically because of who they are. The third highest damage in the game was a joint game, because it's the T95 FE4201, the T30 and the AMX M454, and they all got 2 kills apiece. When it came to base XP though, it was General Anonymous. He got 1,467, 1,453 went to the Emil 2, and 976 went to the T62A, who didn't survive. Yes, these two, between them, were actually doing most of the work during that game. Let's have a look at the detail. 16 shots fired, 15 direct hits and 15 penetrations. That just shows how great this 105mm gun is. It's a British designed gun built by the Germans and fixed into their tanks, and it works. 5,569 hit points of damage, of which 2,134 were at more than 300 meters. 5 hits received from the enemy, 4 of them penetrated, 1 non-penetration. Well, I did say the armor's very weak, and you'll see that in the armor profile shortly. He blocked damage of 360 hit points by armor. I think that was because the shot went into the tracks. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 4 were killed, 1,858 hit points of spotting assist, or at least I think there may have been damage assist, and he got 39 capture points while he was in the cap. He earned 81,828 credits from the battle, and after repair and ammunition resupply on a premium account, took away 49,965 credits profit. He got 2,200 XP, but there was no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away. So let's have a look at the armor profile on the Leopard Prototyp A. Well, thanks to Tanks GG, we can see that yes, it's fairly thin armor. The front plate is 70mm thick actually, but with the effective angling, you actually get 114mm of armor protection, because it's angled there. And of course on the lower plate as well, 50mm of actual impacted armor, coming out as just under 90mm, or 87, as we can see here, 88mm. So the very, very light front plates, but able to do their job properly. You can see the, if I go to the turret, you can see there, even though the impacted armor there is 60mm, with it being nicely rounded, you can actually get some effect from the rounding to give it you slightly higher impact thickness, but it is still very, very thin. I think you can see there that there's a bit of angling on this side armor, but it's only 35mm, so most of the shells that hit the side of this vehicle are just going to go straight through. So you don't want to get hit if you can, and that's why it's really great having this gun, because it is a sniper. You don't want to be seen by the enemy, you just want to shoot them from a long way away, and they can't return fire. Rear of the tank, 25mm, and because there's basically no angling there at all, that's all you're going to get. So it doesn't have much in the way of armor. Anywhere you hit this tank, it's more than likely going to penetrate. Let's have a look at modules. Okay, well, I think you can see here that it's actually got the driver on the left-hand side of the tank, which is kind of unusual for a European tank. Normally they will be in the centre, but on this one, it's on the left-hand side. So ammo rack right next door to him. Not a great prospect. You can see why this tank, if it gets hit in the front, is more likely going to get an ammo rack. That is the big store of ammo, not the small ones. It does have a ready rack in the turret. You can see that the gunner is on the left-hand side of the tank, and the tank commander is sitting directly behind him, and he's got the radio directly behind him as well. Loader on the right-hand side, and he's got two ammo racks, the ready rack in the bustle and another one in the floor of the tank, right at his feet, from which he pulls rounds out if he runs out in the ready rack. Fuel tanks either side of the engine, standard configuration with the transmission at the rear coming directly off the engine. So if you want to get engine damage on this one, you're going to have to really go round the back of the tank, because there's not much to shoot at to hit the engine on this one, unless of course you go through the fuel tanks and into the engine from that direction. But you can see there's a pretty big ammo rack at the front and one in the middle. Just need to plant a shell directly between the rollers on the tracks, and you should be able to hit an ammo rack, and that might set it off. So yes, there's loads of things you can hit in there to set this thing alight and make it go bang. So that's the modules on the Leopard Prototyp A. So thanks very much indeed to General Anonymous for sharing his first ace tanker in the Leopard Prototyp A. I know it's a really good tank, and a lot of players do like the Leopard Prototyp A because unlike the Leopard 1, which of course is the tier 10 version of this tank, which is still a sniper, you're not going to get picked on so much, I suppose, in the Leopard Prototyp A in this tank, because there's going to be other tanks that people will be brawling with, whilst you can sit at a distance and snipe at them from some way away. This was a tier 10 game after all, and General Anonymous was attacked by the Patton, which was of course another tier 9, and he was attacked by that M60 as well, but luckily he had the good sense to pull back into cover to avoid getting hit by that M60 again, and in doing so he allowed his teammates to get some shots on that M60, took him out before he could do any more damage. But it was a great game, and he came out with a couple of medals and of course that first ace tanker, which is so important. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, please do remember that we are sending all of the proceeds from the channel to the Red Cross Ukraine appeal. So the more of our videos you watch, the more money you're sending to look after the refugees. We do provide proof of the donations being made on the What Arty Noobs Facebook page. And also we have actually posted them on the What Noobs page as well. So there is proof there. If you want to have a look and check that, yes, we are making donations, we're happy to provide proof to you. We're doing this because we believe that it's far better to send the money to those refugees to help them out than to take a profit at this point in time. It's far too important to care for those people, and if we can do it by just watching a few videos, that's great. Thanks very much for watching.